I grew up near Guildford, actually, and really always wanted to get into music, and went to uni, came out, was unemployed for about 18 months or 2 years or something, and had tried to get jobs at labels or just anything music related, until eventually I lucked out and I applied for the kind of salesman section of Warner Music when they used to do graduate schemes. I'm not sure they do them anymore. I applied for the graduate scheme in the sales department, and it was kind of an achievement in itself. I think they had like hundreds of applications. I got down to the final 10, and I got a call from this woman in the HR department, and she said, "Listen, you're not going to get this job, and I'm telling you this because you seem like a nice guy." So that's the bad news. The good news is, would you like a couple weeks work experience at the actual label? So not the sales bit that you applied for, but the actual record label. And I was like, okay, yeah, great, let's do it. So I'd done work experience at Excel and a few other places before, so I kind of knew what to expect. But I went there and it was amazing, really, really great. And my 2 weeks finished, and I went home and I'm just like, man, this is just never going to happen for me. And I came up with this idea that I would just go back to work on Monday and kind of, that's about as far as I thought that one through. So I turned up really early. I think I got in at like 8 a.m. And if you know anything about labels, no one's at work at 8 a.m. And my swipe card still worked. And the receptionist was there, and she was like, "Oh, hey, morning." I walked in. I sat down at my desk, and my login still worked. And I just kind of sat there, and then and then about 10:30, everyone started filtering, and the new work experience, who is actually one of Felix's best friends, it was Joel,
yes, I will.
Turned up, and I was sat in his seat. So the kind of assistant lady, whoever she was like, okay. So she kind of sat him somewhere else. And I just sat there the whole day waiting for someone to be like, what are you doing here? You finished on Friday. And no one said anything. So I did that the next day, and the next day. I ended up doing that for 4 months. Unpaid. And then just kind of struck up enough courage to go into this kind of terrifying, he's like a really good friend now, but he was the general manager at the label at the time, and he just scared the life out of me. And I kind of knocked on his door, and I was like, "Oh, hey, look, you don't know me, but I've kind of been coming to work, and I shouldn't really be coming to work, but I'm kind of doing a job now, so can I just stay?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, get out my office." And then I ended up doing that unpaid for a year, and eventually was just like doing a job, like doing an assistant's job, and then working a Saturday and a Sunday in like a retail job to kind of pay for me to get up during the week. And I just kind of had enough, and I kind of went into this guy's office, and I was just like, this is unfair, I'm doing a job, you should be, like, you've broken me, and I'm just like, this is, and he was just like, whoa, okay. And then he was just like, hang here. And he walked out, and he walked to this street team office. They don't have this anymore, but it's like when you're at a gig and people hand out flyers, and it's like a real entry level job. They don't make, rarely did they even get paid. And he was in this office for about 2 seconds. There's some dude in there, and he walked back and he went, "I've just fired that guy, you can have his job." So I was like, nah, he's fine, that guy did okay. But and so and then I started in street team, and then I went to marketing, and press, and now here.